You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet.
This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook and stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktails series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, The Doug Stewart Show, Sports Talk with Hot Sauce.
Yeah!
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the #1 thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com.
The blind stares of a million pairs of eyes, looking hard but won't realize that they will never see.
The puppetry must stop. We are for real around here. The trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Ow! Yes!
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yes! What's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a tight to death Monday. Well, actually, it's a man talk Monday, but you know what I mean. Thank you so much for joining your boys. Yeah. And hope you had a good weekend, man. We're going to get into all of these sports today on the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your folk. I really do appreciate it. And, yeah, how was your weekend, man? Mine was very eventful. Or not really. I didn't get off the couch, at least. I didn't do nothing. I did absolutely nothing, man. What did I do? I went out Friday night, hung out with the bros a little bit on Friday night. Saturday, what did we do? Me and the old lady went to a movie. We saw that Focus movie. So not a lot. Did you see that movie? If you saw Focus with Will Smith, what are your thoughts on it? But I thought it was pretty decent. I thought it was pretty decent. But other than that, didn't do anything at all. Really tried to catch up on some rest. Been doing a lot over the last couple of weeks. So it continues today, March 9th, 2015. Thank you for listening and tuning in to the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so what we do on Mondays is typical of sports talk radio. We talk about everything from the past weekend. We get your ballers and your busters. Some people call them game balls and goats. And there are a lot to give out from this past weekend. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the NFL with this free agency, some NBA stuff. NBA baller continues to ball. An NFL player gets shot. Amber Rose showing her ass again. So it's a lot of stuff to get into, and we can do it on the chat line on Spreaker.com. Make sure you follow me, first of all, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Make sure you follow the Doug Stewart Show on Spreaker.com. Then jump in the chat. And the chat is where you can be totally interactive. Speaking of which, shouts out to Sluggo, Gary Joyner, That Ninja, Ninja for Life, Griff, What It Do, What Up, Niner for Life. Shouts out to Jungle Brother and everybody in the chat room. Thank you so much. All right, we got the most interactive show in America, not just a sports talk show. The most interactive show in America is right here on the Doug Stewart Show. It is. So whenever I talk about something that you're interested in, jump in the chat room, and there's a lot of discussion going on in there, and people talking about this, that, and the other. So what I need from you is a good conversation, interaction, and on Monday, we do ballers and busters once again. So who do you want to give your first baller to? Who do you want to give your first buster to? Let me go ahead and start it off, man, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let me give my first buster award, man, to Chip Kelly and the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes. Yeah. My first buster goes to them. And, yeah, he won the BP award this past Friday, the Boiled Peanuts Award. So he won that, and it continues this weekend. So now if you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, and if you haven't heard, allegedly Jeremy Maclin's going to be allowed to leave, I guess, and sign with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the word on the street. So if you look at this Eagles organization since Chip Kelly's got there, this guy has let Deshaun Jackson go. They made a deal for LaShawn McCoy. He's gone. Trent Cole's their best defensive player is gone. And now they have consecutively let walk or sent packing their four best players on this team. And it's unbelievable. I mean, me or the studio audience doesn't get it. And we railed on Chip Kelly a week ago about how he's trying to turn the Philadelphia Eagles into Oregon East. And I don't think it's going to work. Now, the guy's a fantastic mind, obviously a fantastic offensive mind, but you're doing too much, man. You're doing too damn much. And if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan out there, man, I'd love to hear your response to what's going on because this is unbelievable. This is unprecedented. This is unprecedented what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing and letting their best players just go. Just go. And I mean, what? Can anybody argue those are their four best players over the last couple of years? Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, Trent Coles, and now Jeremy Maclin. I mean, those are the four best players. How you would rank them, I don't know, but those are clearly their four best players and have been their four best players over the last couple of years. Maybe somebody would argue that the quarterback, and I'm drawing a blank right now as far as his name, is one of their better players, but I don't think so. I don't think that you could say Nick Foles. I don't think you could say that Nick Foles is better than those four guys as far as production-wise. Then Nick Foles is kind of like wishy-washy. You don't know whether you believe in him or not. He's had a little issue with injury, so I don't know. I think I would probably put him outside of those four guys. If you're an Eagles fan, man, what say you? I mean, this is unbelievable. Once again, it's unprecedented with the Philadelphia Eagles and seemingly what Chip Kelly is doing. They got 9 Oregon players. Clearly, they're going to try to make a move for Marcus Mariota in the draft, and I don't think it's going to work, and I think it's bootleg as hell. And if I was a Philadelphia Eagle fan, which I'm not, because I told you a story last week, I actually dislike those people up there a lot, me and studio audience. If you're an Eagle fan, how do you feel about this? I mean, I'm not a fan of the Eagle fans, But I can say this, that they're very passionate, that they are very, very passionate. So I know that they're pissed off up there right now. I know that they are pissed off right there, up there right now. Now, my first ball award goes to Donkey Kong Sue. Yes, sir. Yeah, and Dominican Sue, man, word on the street. And I kind of feel some type of way about this because I kind of root for the Detroit Lions. You know that. You know my little brother played for them for many years, for 4 or 5 years. I think he played for them for 5 years. So got great ties to the city of Detroit. And I want to see them do well. Haven't had a great history of doing well ever since I can remember. But it looks like Ndamukong Suh, man, is going to sign a $114 million deal to play for the Miami Dolphins. Now, that's not a hard choice. It's really not a hard choice. And word on the street is that the Lions were going to give him like $58 million guaranteed, and the Dolphins are going to give him $60 million guaranteed. So a lot of people are saying, you know, what is $2 million? You know, why wouldn't he just play for Detroit, continue to play for Detroit for a $2 million discount? And I say to those people, $2 million is $2 million. Yeah. So if that's actually the case, I ain't mad at him for taking $2 million more, even though it's $58 and $60 million respectively we're talking about. But the bottom line is it's tough to not want to move to the city of Miami when you've been living in Detroit for a couple of years. And now Tree, and Tree, you can jump on the mic here for a second, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Tree, are you there?
Good morning.
Yes. Okay. So, well, good morning to you, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard the story. Donkey Kong Sue and Ndamukong Suh is going to leave Detroit to go play for the Miami Dolphins. And we know Detroit's where you're from, but Tree, you can't be mad at the ninja for leaving dark, gloomy Gotham City, Detroit for sunny, beautiful South Florida and Miami. You can't be mad at him. Not even you, right, Tree?
No, I support anyone that wants to get out. I call myself the Harriet Tubman of leaving Detroit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I call, for new listeners, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I call Detroit Gotham City because in probably the 10 or so times I've been up there, I have never seen the sun out one time. Like I think the sun is boycotting Detroit. I don't know what's going on up there, but it's dark and it's gloomy and it's 7 Mile and 8 Mile and 9 Mile and dusk till dawn and strippers with bullet wounds. I love Detroit now. I've had a lot of great times there, but Detroit is real, real grimy.
Sue needs to sell them gators and fur coats and Dayton's and come on down to the hot sun.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Give me your ballers and your busters from this past weekend, man. And there are a couple of interesting things out there that we'll get into on the Doug Stewart Show. We'll talk more about this free agency stuff. Also where it applies to the Atlanta Falcons. One guy said to be on the move. We'll get into that. Some other big names in the world of the NFL concerning free agency once again. And, yeah, we'll do that. And take all of your ballers and your busters. Make sure that you follow the show on Spreaker.com. Yes, follow the show on Spreaker.com. Jump in the chat room and be totally interactive. But what you also need to do, too, if you're a new listener to the Doug Stewart Show, is to download the app. That's right, the Doug Stewart Show app in your app store on iTunes or on your Android. It's all over the place. All right? Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's Doug at thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's Doug at thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And it's a Man Talk Monday. Trying to get your ballers and your busters from this past weekend. Got a couple more to hand out myself. This segment is brought to you by System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems. Yes, sir! Featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's the great thing about System 5, man. Once they install your alarm system, it's yours for life. They've been around for over 25 years. They've got one of the coolest owners in the history of owners, the great Maceo Brown. Yes, sir. And if you ever got an issue or a problem with your security alarm system, you can actually talk to the owner, Maceo Brown. Tell him that you heard about System 5 through the Doug Stewart Show, and you are good to go on your radio. All right, so check them out online at System 5, the number 5. That's System5electronicsinc.com. All right, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Have you created your DraftKings account yet? You should. Yes, we're getting all deep into the NBA and about to get into the playoffs, and we got all this fantasy action going on. Create you an account on DraftKings. All right, that's DraftKings.com. And when you put in the promo code STEW. That's STEW. And any amount of money that you put in up to $600, me and DraftKings are going to match it. Yes. So if you put in $600, you'll be wagering and playing fantasy sports with $1,200. It's as simple as that, but you got to use the promo code STEW. Ball award goes out to the Atlanta Hawks, man. They get a huge win on Friday, one of those statement wins in beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I was up in a little watering hole this past Friday night with a couple of the bros, and we were watching the Hawks do their thing. And the Hawks jumped all on them, and LeBron had one of his worst nights ever in the NBA, but that's okay. The Hawks got it done. Big win, and then they came around and lost to the Philadelphia 76ers. That doesn't make any sense. But, they actually, rested a couple of guys. They got a big road trip coming up. So I think they rested Millsap. They rested Kyle Korver. And they also rested Damari Carroll in the game against Philadelphia. So no big deal. Hawks still got one of the best records in the NBA. They might still have the best. It's always going back and forth between them and the Golden State Warriors. So congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks. Fantastic week. Capped off a fantastic week for the organization. It was Neek Week. They unveiled the new statue on Thursday. Fans got to see it firsthand on Friday in front of Phillips Arena. So congratulations and ball award to the Atlanta Hawks for that big win, even though they lost to Philadelphia a couple of days later. But big win for the Hawks over Cleveland. A lot of people feel like this is going to be the matchup in the Eastern Conference Finals. It could easily happen. These two teams right now are playing fantastic basketball, even though the Cavs do go down. But great win for the Atlanta Hawks. Also, man, so ball award to them. And on the Atlanta tip, word on the street with all this free agency stuff going on, word on the street is that that Falcons linebacker Sean Witherspoon is probably going to be leaving the team. Right now, it's sounding a little bit like it's going to be Arizona, another NFC team. A couple of days ago, they had been talking about him going to the Saints, and that would have been tragic. Even though, and getting the pulse of the people here in the city of Atlanta, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, people really don't care if Sean Witherspoon were to leave the team. Really has been an injury waiting to happen over the last couple of years of his career here in the city. He had the Achilles last year, missed a ton of games last year. So I don't think people are going to be too heartbroken if he does leave. But it's interesting that we lost two of the linebackers that we had been banking on to help build this team and lead that defense, and talking about Curtis Lofton, who left a couple of years ago to go to the New Orleans Saints as well. So very interesting note there on the front of the Atlanta Falcons. It looks like Curtis Witherspoon or Sean Witherspoon is going to leave the team at some point and not re-sign with the Atlanta Falcons. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedugstewartshow.com. We'll talk about more of this free agent stuff in the NFL, but let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name, where you calling from, and what you want to talk about?
Doug Stewart, what it do? John Fisher in the building, baby.
John Fisher, what up, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I gotta, before I give you my baller, I know I lit Chip Kelly's ass up last week. I gotta back him up a little bit. I'm gonna pump the brakes. He ain't wiped the shit yet, but we got Frank Gore. They picked up the kid Maxwell from Seattle, and you see the way Des Bryant cooked us in that dang on game in Philadelphia. So he's starting. I'm starting to see the light a little bit, man. But I still don't trust him yet.
Yeah, Frank Gore. I don't think the Frank Gore deal. I don't think none of these deals can be done until tomorrow. But word on the street is Philadelphia is going to get Frank Gore. Now, do you like Frank Gore more than you like LaShawn McCoy? It seems like that offense and what they're doing is perfectly suited. With all of the space that they create, it would be perfectly suited for LaShawn McCoy.
I don't like Gore better, but with Chip Kelly, what he says he likes a running back to hit the holes quick. And McCoy, sometimes he danced around a little bit. He wouldn't hit the holes as hard. So, and then plus Frank Gore is cheaper. I would much rather have Shady. But let me give you my baller, man. That dude, Mr. Phantom of the Opera 2015, Russell Westbrook, is balling out of this universe.
Yes, he is.
Man, that dude, I don't know. I need to find me a girl to go meet him at the club and go flip him up and get some money. That dude, he's finna get paid, man. If he continues on his tear, I think he got to get the MVP. I understand with the record and all of that, but man, dude, like he got 7 triple-doubles this year. KD has 7 in his whole career.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, John Fisher, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, man. There's more and more talk about when KD comes back that he's going to be the one that has to actually acquiesce to Russell Westbrook. I mean, you think that's the case?
I think he should for this year only. Let Russell carry this load. He can continue to get help. Continue to get healthy. And Russell Westbrook just got that dog in him. He belongs.
Yes, he
You need to get him on the show. He needs to be in the doghouse. He got that dog in him. And KD is kind of just like, one day he wants to be a nice guy, next day he wants to cuss out the media. So Westbrook got that alpha dog in him.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate the call, John.
Yes, sir. I'm gone.
The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yeah, and if you haven't heard, man, this Russell Westbrook kid is on fire. I mean, he's actually killing them right now. Last night had another triple-double as OKC wins. And what's that, 5 out of his last 6 games? The dude has had triple-doubles? Unbelievable. Yeah. And once again, we mentioned this last week. I'm hearing more and more and more about when KD comes back that this is now Russell Westbrook's team. Do you agree with that? I mean, do you agree with that? I mean, this man, and he's exactly right. John Fisher is exactly right. And you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Kevin Durant's got that kind of mild-mannered personality, and Russell Westbrook wants to yank your heart out and eat it with some fava beans and rice. He does. He's a beast. And he's an alpha dog, man. And I don't know as far as, talk in the locker room and being a vocal leader or whatever. And you've seen him scream at people and get very emotional. But I don't know about what's his speech like in the locker room. I don't know. Maybe Kevin Durant does some of that in the locker room, but I don't think so. Kevin Durant, once again, seems very mild-mannered, almost shy. And he's come out a little bit over the last couple of years. They're in a quandary. And it's a good quandary. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that Russell Westbrook has, in effect, emerged this year. And you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. But, yeah, man, right now, if I'm Thunder management, if I'm fans of the Oklahoma City Thunder, I kind of want Westbrook to keep doing what he's doing. Even when Kevin Durant comes back, and I know that's crazy to say because Kevin Durant just won the NBA MVP award last year. It's actually weird to say. It's very weird to say. But right now, what we're seeing, man, is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ooh, we got some breaking news, man. We got some breaking news. When we get back from the break, I'll throw that out there to you. Matter of fact, I think I'll just tell you about it right now. Breaking news. 49ers 7-time Pro Bowl linebacker Patrick Willis, who's 30 years of age, plans to retire. And it continues on for the 49ers. Yeah, Patrick Willis going to retire from the NFL, from the San Francisco 49ers. Got to get more details on this. I don't know whether it's because of an injury or issues. I don't know. So that's just breaking right now, courtesy of ESPN. All right, the number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I'll try to get more information on this Patrick Willis retirement announcement up next on The Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And it is a Man Talk Monday. Getting your ballers and your busters, a.k.a. your game balls and your goats. And we just had a little bit of breaking news. I think it's pretty significant stuff. 49ers 7-time Pro Bowl linebacker Patrick Willis, at the age of 30, plans to announce his retirement Tuesday. We'll try to get more information about that. That's kind of odd, and it continues to go downhill for the San Francisco 49ers. You lose Jim Harbaugh. You have a ton of injuries last year. It seems like your quarterback takes a step or two backwards. Talking about Colin Kaepernick, which is some news on him as well. So not looking good if you're a San Francisco 49er fan. We'll try to get, once again, more details about Patrick Willis retiring from the NFL. All right, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. I'm going to read a lot of your chat here in a second, man, because I appreciate it. I do. Listeners kind of like my co-pilots, the Stewies. And so I really appreciate it, man. From Sluggo, Chip Kelly is going to get canned. Vince Wright, Frank Gore is on the Eagles' radar. Harvey Scott, Westbrook gets a ball award. Leon, Chip Kelly is lunching big time. Niners for life. What about Westbrook? Lakers should go after him now. Speaking of which, let me stop for a second. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Ball award goes to Rajon Rondo. There's this sense out there right now that he's going to be a Los Angeles Laker after this year. He's got an affinity for Kobe, and it looks like Kobe's been kind of like recruiting him. Not just, over this past weekend, something that happened where, that story came up. Kobe's been kind of a lightweight. The Boston Celtics had played the Lakers a couple of months ago. This is when Kobe was still healthy, and him and Kobe went out. So it's kind of like a strange, odd couple because Kobe and Rondo, I don't know. I never thought that they'd be cool like this. So evidently they are cool, and Kobe is putting an all-out press on trying to get Rajon Rondo to sign with the Lakers this offseason. There's already this talk about Kevin Love not being happy in Cleveland, and maybe he would end up back in the city where he played college basketball at UCLA and play for the Lakers as well. And now all of this talk about Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's from, if you didn't know, he's from L.A. as well. I mean, that would absolutely just be beautiful, man. And I know it's pie in the sky, and there's a lot of working parts, and we wasted a lot of money. And I say we, talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. We wasted a lot of money, but I mean that would just be so beautiful if Westbrook would go to the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean that would just be great. So we got two guys on the radar as far as point guards that may be willing to go and play for the Lakers. I don't know if Westbrook's going to happen. I mean that's pie in the sky definitely, but that would be really really cool. This is the Doug Stewart Show. from Niners for life. What about Westbrook? Lakers should go after him now. That ninja, MV7, is gone. Stagger Lee, baller to the Hawks for kicking LeBron in the ass on Friday. Niner for life. Chiefs reportedly going to give Macklin $11 million a year. Don't know if he's worth that. Back up a little bit to the talk about the Hawks kicking the ass of the Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday. Where's my man Antonio Jackson at? Is his name Antonio Jackson? Yeah, the Hawk hater. I mean,
it's Eugene.
Eugene Jackson. Eugene Jackson, where you at? Where you at? I mean, seriously. And I saw him put something on Twitter, and Eugene Jackson's a guy that's in the chat room every day, and he's a Hawk hater. Whenever the Hawks win a game, he's always trying to, belittle it, not making it to a big deal. But it's actually a big deal. We get a win over the Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday, and the Hawks right now, one of the best records in the league. Where you at, Eugene Jackson? Huh? Where you at? You one of them haters. I hate you. Yeah, so I had to talk about that for a second. Jersey Vern, Chris Brown, BPA for the year. What did Chris Brown do to deserve a BPA for the year? Rough Buff 8. I know he got this chick pregnant, some chick on the side. He got her pregnant. Is that what he should get a BPA for? Rough Buff 8. Chip Kelly better win a Super Bowl this year, or he's gone like the wind. Well, I'm not going to say that. If they have, and talking about Chip Kelly and the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if they have a year where they win double-digit, games, they win 10, 11, or 12 games, they're probably not going to get rid of them. But if they struggle, if they kind of take a step back because of all of this stuff and not having the playmakers that they've had, and he let them all go, in effect, walk, and they struggle, and they don't win double-digit games, yeah, I can see them being gone, man, because this is too much. This is vast. This is big what Chip Kelly and the Philadelphia Eagles are doing. He has this authority in his deal with the organization to make these wholesale changes and to pick the like Bill Parcells said at one time, he's got the authority to shop for the groceries. And so it's all on him. He's going to get all of the glory if they win, but he's going to get hit on the head if the Philadelphia Eagles loses, if all these moves blow up in their face. Rough Buff. Or Gary Joyner. Chip Kelly is the boss hog up in Philadelphia. He's going to ruin them. William Mack, baller to Frank Gore, going to Philly, and Patrick Willis retiring. For all they've done for the Niners, Buster to Jed York and Trent Baalke, they botched this whole thing up. Yeah, and I talked about this a couple of days ago, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. San Francisco, man, I mean, they were on cruise control. I mean, everything was looking great. Not only did they make it to a Super Bowl, even though they lost, this looked like an organization that was going to win many Super Bowls. The foundation was set up perfectly. Young quarterback, athletic, vibrant quarterback that could throw the ball as well. I mean, gave him a $100 million deal. Fantastic players on defense. One of the tough defenses, or the toughest defenses in the league. Solid running game. Some receivers that could catch the ball. They had everything. And it's just crumbling. It's just crumbling down right now for the San Francisco 49ers. If you're just joining me, Patrick Willis is going to announce his retirement from the 49ers. So that's a big hit as well. From Jungle Brother, Ball Award goes to Russell Westbrook. 5 trade deuces in 6 games. Unbelievable. Talked about that earlier. He definitely gets a Ball Award. I mean, Russell Westbrook. Wow. And wait a minute. Let me stop right there. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We had the conversation last week about, who should win the MVP. And, the choices, Steph Curry, LeBron, Russell Westbrook's in that conversation, obviously. Anthony Davis to a slightly lesser degree. There's one other guy that we had mentioned last week in the conversation for MVP. James Harden. So those are the guys that they're talking about for the MVP. And after analyzing it a little bit more and seeing that Russell Westbrook is basically putting the Oklahoma City Thunder on his back by himself. I mean, there's no better example of a guy putting a team on his back than getting 5 triple-double in 6 games. That doesn't happen in 2015. I mean, you got teams now resting players, made fashionable by the San Francisco or the San Antonio Spurs. And you saw the Hawks do that this past weekend. So that's kind of like the norm now. If you got back-to-backs, you can expect for the star players not to play the second night. All of that type of stuff happens. But Russell Westbrook, you know how much energy you've got to exert to get 5 triple-doubles? Like, this guy is running all over the place like a chicken with his head cut off. I mean, 5 triple-doubles in 6 games. I don't know if anyone else deserves the MVP more so than Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook. Excuse me. I don't know. Who else is doing more for their team than Russell Westbrook is doing for the OKC Thunder? Who is? Nobody. I don't know. And it's crazy. In just a week and a half, he's flipped my thoughts on this conversation totally from James Harden, who, listen, all of these guys we're talking about are playing fantastic basketball. They're absolutely playing fantastic basketball. But if you go back to the fundamental question that most of the time is used in considering the MVP is who's done the most for their team. Who's the most valuable player for their team? If you took this player away, what would the team be? What would they do? What would their record be? You see what I'm saying? And I guess you can make that conversation every single time for LeBron, but based on the way the wind is blowing these days, it's almost seemingly because they got off to such a slow start, and LeBron kind of struggled early, and LeBron missed a couple of weeks as well with injury, that LeBron's not going to get it. All right, so let's kind of take him out of the equation. Which of those other guys could their team live without the least? Okay? I think I said that right. Yeah, and I think it's Russell Westbrook. I think it's Russell Westbrook, man. Unbelievable. This guy, and I said it last week as well, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The only problem and the only reason or why I would be hesitant out of all the guys we're talking about right now, these young guns, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if I had my opportunity to start my team with one of these guys you're talking about for the MVP, that I would be hesitant to take Russell Westbrook for is because this guy is one of the only guys, not just in basketball, but in sports history, that plays too hard. I mean, you can't make that statement about anybody else. I mean, Russell Westbrook plays too hard to the detriment of his body, I believe, to the point where something's got to break down. I mean, this guy exerts so much energy and, the torque on his body, and I've said this many, many times before, this guy just takes the game and tackles the game with reckless abandon, okay? So it's physically got to be taking a toll on his body, kind of reminiscent of Derrick Rose and what's been going on with Derrick Rose over the last couple of years. Same player, just explosive. That's the word. That's the word you use for these two guys is explosive. And you got to say it like that. Explosive. Yes. So I worry about him physically breaking down in the future, all things considered. And if that's not, part of the equation, I think I might have to take this guy, man, to start my franchise with. And as far as who's more important to their team right now, I don't know how you can deny this guy. See, because you take away Steph Curry, you still got Klay Thompson. You still got some nice players on that squad. You got a great nucleus of players for Golden State. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, they are the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Durant's missed a ton of time this year. On the bench right now with an injury. And Russell Westbrook is he's emerged. He has. Ball award to him. I say all of that to say Ball award to Russell Westbrook. Yes, sir. And he got haters. And a lot of people question him and the way he plays the point guard position. The man is really a two guard in a point guard's body. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. And he's shown, just like John Fisher said when he called up, Westbrook got that dog in him. Yes, sir. Ooh, I love that guy. Harold Archie got rid of everybody except for Riley Cooper, shaking my head. Yeah, that is funny talking about Philadelphia. Stagger Lee, D-Jack, Mike Vick, Macklin, Shady. You can start a team that can make the playoffs with everybody they got rid of and talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. I think you're exactly right. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we're going to talk a little bit more about San Francisco and this rumor. I call it a vicious rumor about Colin Kaepernick. We'll talk about that up next. More of your phone calls, more of your chat. This is the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced. This is the Doug Stewart Show. If you're not doing, what the hell are you doing? Lights, Man Talk Monday, thermostats, ballers and busters. That's what we doing. With your talking about these NFL trade rumors. Plus, the lowest service call fees in the trade rumors, free agent talk, all of that type of stuff. Security alarm system. Once it's jump on the chat line on Spreaker.com. Make sure you download the app as well. This is the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Somebody hit me earlier and talked about how Niners are screwing it up. Or online at this recent move with now that we're hearing about Patrick Willis retiring from the NFL. And, just some troubles over the last couple of years. There was a rumor that came out last night circulating by KBME AM, okay, that the 49ers were shopping Colin Kaepernick. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Now, the 49ers have come out and, in effect, squashed that and said that that's not true. That's just a rumor. But there is some type of traction to this story. Trent Baalke, the GM for the 49ers, has come out and refuted it. Reportedly, the Eagles and the Bears were among teams. Speaking of the Eagles from earlier today, from all day really, the Eagles and the Bears were two teams that were trying to make a deal for Colin Kaepernick. Now, I know dude had a rough year last year. I said it earlier as well. I think he regressed a little bit. But I do think a lot of that had to do with the play calling. For some reason, Jim Harbaugh and the staff went away from a lot of the things that made Colin Kaepernick successful out there. And I don't know what exactly happened. They're saying that a team called them and just asked the question. And just because you asked a question doesn't mean that the 49ers were, trying to trade or trying to shop Colin Kaepernick. Just because you answer a question, that doesn't mean that you're aggressively, and I guess on the offense, trying to go out and try to ship this guy. So I can understand how the story could get twisted around. I don't know, an intern or somebody in the office with the GM and from the Bears or the Eagles, and they hear this phone call, and that's it. I mean, it's as simple as that. The word could get out like that. But I hope this isn't true. Bottom line is I hope this isn't true because I think Colin Kaepernick, man, and obviously based on the deal that they gave him for the San Francisco 49ers, the dude can play. Now, last year, once again, I'm not saying he didn't struggle, kind of regressed last year, but I don't think you can cut bait on him yet. Now, if he has another year like last year and you go back to doing a lot of the things that made him successful, then you got to start questioning, Colin Kaepernick. But I think it's way too early, Colin Kaepernick, you remember we were talking about last year on the Doug Stewart Show on YouTube before I started doing it on Spreaker. We had this conversation about which one of the young quarterbacks would you take if you had your opportunity. And Colin Kaepernick was in that conversation. He was. I mean, you're talking about him and Cam Newton. I think somebody maybe even talked about Nick Foles or whatever after that great rookie year that he had. Russell Wilson, RG3 was in that conversation. And it's funny, half of these guys have subsided a lot. A couple of them are still balling out of control. Obviously, Russell Wilson making it to another Super Bowl. But, yeah, Colin Kaepernick was in that conversation. And I just think that's tomfoolery to even have this come up as a topic. I think it's ridiculous. It's unbelievably ridiculous in my book. This guy has got a big arm. His accuracy has kind of been questioned, which I can kind of understand. But once again, I just don't think they had been doing the things that made him successful in his first year as a starter for the San Francisco 49ers that they had been doing. Yeah. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. From KC, the sun shining bright in the D today. It is? I mentioned earlier. What? I mentioned earlier how I had never seen the sun out in Detroit, Michigan in my life from KC. So KC's in Detroit. I got to remember that. Shouts out to you, KC, and the sun finally showing his face in Detroit. From William Mack, no state tax in Florida. Detroit would have had to add $5 million to match Miami's offer, and Oakland would have had to add $10 million to theirs. Talking about this Ndamukong Suh, and we haven't really touched upon that a lot. But huge move, man, for Ndamukong Suh to go down and play for the Miami Dolphins. And I mentioned it when it was some thought that he might be leaving Detroit. I would have loved to have seen the Atlanta Falcons go after this guy. This guy is a real game changer. This is a guy that's going to change the culture of your team. Not just your defense, but your team. Adding a real toughness, a real nastiness, a real attitude. So if you put Ndamukong Suh on this Dolphins defense, who I think was pretty decent last year. I think they were pretty decent last year. I'm not actually looking at any stats or anything like that. But I kind of think that this Dolphin defense, and with who they got? Cameron Wake, the defensive end who's been balling out of control, one of the top D ends in the league. And then they also got the kid from Miami, Olivia Vernon, as well on the other side. And you add Ndamukong Suh to that defense. They got Optimus Grimes, Brent Grimes playing outstanding defensive back for that team. They got some solid pieces. And you add Donkey Kong Suh. Ooh. Good for Miami. I mean, good for them. I mean, it sounds like they're in the football business. It sounds like the Miami Dolphins are in the football business, okay? And so if you can get that offense going, and you would think that you'd see some type of progression from the quarterback position down in Miami, obviously with Tannehill, and you got something. You cooking with Crisco. But just a phenomenal move by the Dolphins when it goes down, and none of these deals can go down until tomorrow, I believe at like 4 p.m. But tremendous move by the Dolphins. And the Dolphins, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is one of those teams that have been at best average ever since like the early 70s, talking about the 72 undefeated Dolphins team. some good years, many good years with the Dan Marino led Miami Dolphins, but never really of any consequence. Where they went to the Super Bowl. What was it? His rookie year, and then after that, hadn't done a lot at all, man. And the Dolphins have been underachievers since the Marino era has been over. And so to add Ndamukong Suh, I think it's a big thing. So they get a ball award, man. The Dolphins get a ball award for making it happen. Man, I always believe, man, you got to win championships with defense. You know, offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships. I 100% believe that. 100% believe that. From KC, the people here in Detroit are pissed about Suh leaving. Yeah, man, but listen, man, once again, back up, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, I have had a lot of great times in the city of Detroit, but I don't think people in Detroit, and this was kind of like the conversation that you'd have, that we had when LeBron left Cleveland to go to Miami. Like, I totally understand that. Now, my wife's from Cleveland. As you know, my brother and my wife's from a little city outside of Cleveland called Lorain, Ohio. My brother played for the Lions. And I don't know if it's all Midwest teams. I went to Columbus, Ohio. I went and saw Ohio State play against my Miami Hurricanes many years ago. And all of those cities are kind of like all those Midwest cities, post-industrial revolution, a lot of factories closing down. A lot of those cities are in bad shape, okay? And let me just say this. If you've never traveled, south to the city of Miami, if you just stay in Detroit or you stay in Cleveland, you stay in Columbus, Ohio, St. Louis, Missouri, or whatever, and you've never took the time to travel to South Florida, it's unbelievable down there, man. It's actually unbelievable. Ball award goes to Miami. I mean, it's like unbelievable. And I've had this conversation with people from that part of the country many times. I mean, like, their winters are so brutal. Their winters are so brutal. And I talked about how everybody wears fur coats around there because it's so damn cold. Here's a question I got for anybody that lives in those cold Midwest cities. This is America. This is America. Maybe not so much now, because maybe you're established and you got a job and you got a house. But when you had the opportunity, when you graduated high school, when you had the opportunity to move to not just the South, but in particular to Miami, why didn't you take it? This is America. You can live anywhere you want. Why would you live in Detroit when you can live in Miami? I mean, this is unbelievable to me. I mean, it's your choice. I'm not ishing on Detroit. I'm not ishing on any of those cities. What I'm talking about is a lifestyle, a way of living, okay? In Detroit, in Cleveland, and all of those places up there, man, God bless y'all. But it's tough. When you can live in Miami or any place that's warm weather like that has 75 degrees every day of the year. Miami is a little bit different because the humidity is really horrible down there. But California is just perfect, no humidity at all. But Miami, the lifestyle, the nightlife is just unbelievable, man. And the weather and the ocean, it's just fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic down there, man. And I know it sounds like I'm kind of doo-dooing on Detroit. I'm not. I'm just saying, this is America. You have the opportunity. You can do anything you want to do. You can go anywhere you want to go and set up shop. And you're 17, 18 years old. I guess you just don't understand. You don't get it because maybe you've never traveled to the bottom, as they call it. But, man, Miami is just incredible. Every time I go down there, I mean, they got King of Diamonds. What else? It's just crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. That's unbelievable, man. Hey, when we get back from the break, I'm going to read more in your chat. We'll continue to dole out these ballers and busters and do what we do on the Doug Stewart Show, man. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medifile, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got you back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Let's go, baby. This is hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy. Yes. And it is a Man Talk Monday. Hit me in the chat room on Spreaker.com, as well as make sure you download the app. Speaking of hit me somewhere, hit me in the chat room on Spreaker.com. But remember, the after party is on the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group on Facebook. That's right. So join that as well. Yeah.
Sir?
Excuse me?
Yeah, sir, excuse me. How you doing?
I'm good. So what's the deal?
You missed me Friday?
Yes, I did. You know you didn't get the BPA award, right?
I am aware. I had a lot of different people emailing me on Facebook and my Facebook account, so talking ish. But speaking of talking ish, I was a little bit busy over here trying to play catch up. But let me let you know something. What you're not going to do, even though I'm not present fully, you're not going to talk about Detroit like this again.
What do you mean?
I heard what you were saying, but because I make you a priority in getting your work done, but I'm going to let you're going to stop this because, first of all, I'm concerned about KC.
This is what I feared. This is what I feared, that people like you from Detroit would take that the wrong way.
Listen, I got it out.
Okay.
We don't want to, KC is still there, and I don't want this man to go home and drive his car off of the Lodge Freeway listening to your ass. So stand down, sir.
Casey will be fine. Casey will be fine. And once again, for the record, okay, I'm not bashing the city of Detroit. I have to make sure and put that disclaimer out there. I'm not bashing the city of Detroit. What I don't understand, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if you're just joining us, what I don't understand is how you would make the choice to live in Detroit when you could, in all reality, live in Miami.
Okay.
That's
as long as we're clear.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, hey, I had great times in Detroit. I talk about it all the time. The D, oh my gosh, I saw my first stripper fight in Detroit. And I've told that story before. Have I told that story on this show? Hey, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And I think I'm going to start doing some little YouTube videos, some quick little stories where I recap the stew stories. I'm going to tell some stew stories on YouTube. I think I'm going to start that today. But, yeah, so I think this is my first time in Detroit, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I think this is my first time going up there to see Ryan and the Lions play that weekend. So after the game was the game on Saturday? I think maybe the game was on Saturday or something. But for some reason, we get up there, and maybe it was the night that they had off prior to the game. So it wasn't Saturday night. I think it was Friday night. That's what it was. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It was Friday night. So we go out on Friday night. They have, Friday night open. This is a home game. So we load up. And we jump in the truck and we go downtown and we're bar hopping. We go into this club and we go into this club, strip club, and there's a secret door for quote unquote celebrities. I told that story before when we hung up with Puffy. But so we go in all these little secret doors to these clubs and we get in and it's live and champagne's flowing. It's great. I mean, we geeked. And the last stop of the night, we go to this strip club. And once again, the Detroit strip clubs look like, a scene from Dusk Till Dawn. I mean, there's vampires in there dancing, and there's bullet wounds, and chicks with no teeth, and clearly, it's really different. It's not like Magic City or Nikki's from back in the day here, the Blue Flame even. It's not like that in Detroit. It's much more gutter. It is. It's much more gutter. It's very grimy in Detroit, and that's just how they get down. And these particular clubs that my brother and the team hung out at anyway. And so we pull up to this last strip club of the night, and we roll up, and what's going on outside? Now, keep in mind, this is football season. This is Detroit, so I don't think there was snow on the ground, but I just remember it being unbearably cold, like 5 degrees, something ridiculous outside. And there's 2 chicks in front of the club wrestling. Now, at this time, and I don't know whether it's a prerequisite that if you're a stripper, that you wrestle and you fight naked, but that's pretty much what was going on. And you've seen the little World Star videos all over the place. And whenever 2 chicks get in a fight, undoubtedly, both of their shirts are going to get ripped off some kind of way. It's like magic. But these are strippers. Clearly, they're strippers because they look like strippers. And I'm not trying to stereotype strippers, but they look like strippers, all right? And so they're outside, and they're wrestling around, and they're naked as hell, and I don't even think they got on any pants. I think they're just butt-ass naked. Now, not just a little bit naked, not just the tops, but butt-ass naked. And they're wrestling around, and one chick breaks away from the other girl, and by this time, it's like 30 people outside watching this, and nobody's stopping this. And this is, I guess, kind of the ratchetness of black people that we'll just watch these chicks just fight to the death. I don't know. I don't know why we like that. But we're not getting involved. And I think maybe that's probably the bigger thing about this is that we don't want to get involved because we don't want to catch nobody's stray bullet. We don't want to catch anybody's stray bullet. We don't want to catch a shank. We don't want to catch nothing like that. So we just going to stay away because that type of thing tends to happen when you get involved with a fight. So I think that's more so the reason why everybody and black people in general just stay away from fights. So this chick breaks away, and she walks over to the side of the building, and the other girl's trying to get up. She's taking the worst of the beating, and this other chick gets up, and she walks to the side of the building and walks like behind the little corner of the building and comes back with a brick. And like this is like a scene from WWE or something like that, or NWA. And she grabs this brick and swings it and hits this chick in the side of the head. And this chick is just laid out in the ground, just like motionless. And I don't know if she died or not, and I don't think she did because I think she kind of moved a little bit later. But it was unbelievable. And Ryan looked at everybody, and he did that little signal where you put your index finger in the air and spun it around. Like that means it's time to go. It means it's time to go because at that point, a couple of people that ran back to their cars. You know what happens when black people run to their cars. You know what happens when we run back to our cars. You know, we going to pop a trunk. And then it's going to be some real gunplay out there. So it was one of the unbelievable, most crazy things I'd ever seen in my life, man. And all of that happened on the set of Dusk Till Dawn in Detroit, Michigan. Yes, sir! My most fond memory of the D. Two strippers fighting, and one gets knocked out with a brick. Yeah, see, that's my mindset when I think about Detroit, man. I mean, am I far off? Am I far off from the normal daily occurrences of Detroit, KC? Am I not? You got cherry gators, you got fur coats, you got strippers fighting with bricks. What else? Gold teeth. I mean, that's very prevalent there. That's prevalent everywhere, though. Yeah, that's Detroit, man. Shouts out to Detroit. Yeah, this is the Doug Stewart Show. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me read some more of this chat, man, from Corporate Brother. No state tax in Florida, and it's freaking Miami. He put like 5 exclamation points. From Jungle Brother, Buster Ward, Chip Kelly, and it's Chris Brown. What did Chris Brown do? Tree, can you jump on for a second? What did Chris Brown do?
I have no idea.
This thing about did the news just come out about him getting this side chick pregnant? Is that the news everybody's talking about?
I know his girl dumped him, but surely that's not grounds for BPA. I'll find out.
Okay, great. Jungle Brother, Buster Ward, Chip Kelly, and Chris Brown. I think I just read that. Gary Joyner, Miami is a sexier city. You don't say. From Sluggo, Ball Award to Ron Hunter and his Georgia State Panthers for back-to-back Sun Belt titles. Yes. And we had Coach Hunter on the show earlier this year. We need to get him back on. Going to the tournament, man. Going to the tournament again. Dancing. Eugene Jackson sues $60 million in Miami is like $65 million in Detroit because they don't have a state tax in Miami. Spoke about that earlier. Jungle Brother. Yeah, Tree was Harriet Tubman last Friday avoiding that BPA award. I didn't think Tree was going to win the BPA. It was hard to beat all of the foolishness of Chip Kelly and the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me read more of this chat. J.B. Jennings, Ball Award goes to Al Heyman for bringing boxing back to network television. Yes, Al Heyman was the one behind the scenes and ultimately negotiated the deal to take his fighters off premium cable and put Showtime and HBO out of the puzzle. Shouts out to that brother. Yeah, Al Heyman is probably the most famous promoter in the country. Especially, I don't know about nationally or totally, but definitely in the black community. Al Heyman is, it's a Al Heyman production. You've heard that many, many times. So he throws concerts, he throws parties, and I did not know that he was behind these fights on network TV this past weekend. Yeah, so Ball Award goes to him. And did you see Adrian Bronner looked pretty effective in his fight this past weekend? He gets it done. Stagger Lee. One thing they got right on the Neek statue is the color is definitely in a dark skin brother. Yeah, the Neek trophy, I like it. It's okay. I mean, I liked it. It's okay. I'm not going to throw any shade. I mean, the man got a damn statue. I mean, whether I thought they could have done it better or not, I mean, the man got a statue. It's hard to speak negatively about that. What do we got here? From Harvey Scott. Come on, y'all. Westbrook has been balling. Karma is blank. 49ers GM ran Harbaugh out of town, and now look at them. Gore is gone. Willis retiring. They will be lucky to win 7 games next year. Eugene Jackson throwing in the towel. Atlanta Hawks is the best team in the East. Really? Really? I guess so. Niner for life. Kaepernick needs weapons, and they should use him to his strengths. We played roughly all year without Willis and still was a top 5 D. They got the defense now. and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. They definitely have the defense. All right, when we get back from the break, more chat, more ballers, more busters, more NFL free agency talk. I got some NBA stuff for you as well. And what else we got here? Yeah, we'll get into all of that. Up next, don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show. This your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and a fully encompassed prepaid legal benefit that includes identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. All right, I know the deal. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right, billions with a B. Well, just do it, and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one source, a Facebook shopping application, a mobile-optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on the link on thedugstewartshow.com or the app link for details. The Doug Stewart Show is off and running, but just like every company, we need sponsors. Would yours like to work with one of the livest, most dynamic, and recognized sports talk show personalities in America? By the way, that's me. Getting in on the ground floor? Well, call us at 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com and let's do business. From the smallest company in Atlanta to the biggest brands nationally and worldwide, shawty. People know me and the Stews brand in these streets. Holla at your folk. Once again, the number is 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Yes! It's one of the hardest beats ever. Damn. Rubber band, man, wild as the Taliban. 45 in the other hand. Yeah, this is the Doug Stewart Show. And it's a Tight to Death Tuesday. I love this beat. Yeah, that's real live right there. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Tight to Death or a Man Talk Monday. Why did I write down Tight to Death Tuesday? I'm already jumping past Monday. Speaking of which, I won't be here Friday, man. Got a little business to tend to on Friday this weekend. So we'll be doing a Best Of show on Friday. And now the Best Of show is still fantastic as well. All right, keep that in mind. So don't think just because I'm not here that the show stops. I mean, the show don't stop for nobody. The party must continue. So the Best of the Doug Stewart Show on this Friday. Speaking of which, man, have you told one person about the Doug Stewart Show, the realest, treeless, most unfiltered, livest sports talk show in America? Have you? If you haven't, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Make sure you do that. I really would appreciate it. Also, check out my Twitter account today, at The Doug Stewart Show. Follow me on Twitter, at The Doug Stewart Show. A lot of little fun nuggets and stuff you get on there. I comment on things. Speaking of which, last night, did y'all see this story? You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. I tell you what, let me grab this call first, and then we got to talk about this this ninja running around Seattle talking about he's a superhero. We got to talk about that guy. Don't go away. Hold on to that thought, and then we'll talk about that in a second. But let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
This is Jersey, man.
Jersey Vern, what up, baby?
What's going on, man? What's cracking, baby?
Man, Vern, I'm great. Vern, you saw the little back and forth online. Folks saying that you look like Big Daddy Kane, Granddaddy.
No, let me tell you the story of this, man. I appreciate K3000 trying, put me in the Hall of Fame with, a Hall of Fame rapper. But no, that ain't the one that people told me, a lot of females and people throughout life, they call me Tone Low, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they said Low look like me.
Who? Who look like who?
Low.
Who?
Yeah, Tone Low.
Oh, yeah, you do. Now,
Medina, yeah.
Now, I agree with you. On those pictures on the Doug Stewart Show group page, those pictures of you do look like Tone Low, like a little bit older Tone Low.
Right. One girl called me the broke Tone Low, but, I told her, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm broke now, but you don't know what I'd be like if I pimped you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Doug, this is what I wanted to talk about, man.
Okay.
The reason I said Chris Brown get the BPA award for the year is because no way in hell he didn't know that woman was married. That's number one. Number two,
wait a minute. So back up a second. Wait a minute. Back up. So that's the other part of the story I guess I didn't know. So this his new baby mama, she's married?
Right. What happened was she had separated. Her and Chris Brown was messing around before she got separated. And the reason she got separated because she knew she was pregnant. Right. And so the husband thought it was this other cat. But when he found out it was Chris Brown, he really hit the roof. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he know Chris Brown got a temper, and he got a 12-year-old daughter by the gun on his wife.
Yeah.
So he know Chris Brown got had to, and he want to talk to Chris Brown to let him know that, listen, when you're around my daughter and you get like that, man, we're going to have problems.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying?
Yeah.
That's foul. That is foul.
But see, this is my thing, Doug. Why is you going to this woman raw, right? When you got fine women like Rihanna and Karuchi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is Chris Brown for real or he just a jerk? Which one is it?
That's forbidden fruit at its best, man. That's horrible if that's the story, and I haven't read up on the story. I just kept seeing the headline, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I just kept seeing the headline, Chris Brown's, girlfriend or chick on the side or somebody or whatever. I guess it's his girlfriend is pregnant, so I didn't know she was married, and I didn't know all of that. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me grab another call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Man, my name is Adrian, man. I'm actually here in Atlanta, and I am livid about what's going on with Philadelphia right now.
Okay, so you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and you're pissed off like a lot of the fans are, I guess, huh?
Man, pissed off is an understatement, honestly, bro. It's like, I don't know what's going on. We finally get the tempo going in the right direction. Next thing you know, we cut D-Jax. Well, now it's like, okay, so what was that? Was that because of his locker room attitude? I can understand that. We come back, but we signed Riley Cooper, who I really think we should have cut. We shouldn't even have signed to a big deal. And next thing you know, here we get rid of Shady.
Yeah.
Now we're letting J-Mac walk. It's these things right here are scary because of the simple fact is that I see that we're addressing our big gaps at the DB level because our secondary sucks.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. But and Chip, I trust. I can't say that right now, but I'm loyal.
Right.
I'm loyal to the organization. I'm loyal to the Eagles. So I'm ride or die. But am I confused with the side eye? I am.
Yeah, Jeffrey Lurie, man, is one of the supposedly one of the best and most beloved owners in football. They gave full control to Chip Kelly, man, and this thing looks like right now, it looks very shaky to me, bruh. We'll see what happens. And I'm not a fan of you Eagles, obviously, from the stories I've told, but I respect your passion for the team. But right now, man, it's looking real suspect.
I mean, if we are going to give away the whole farm plus the cows, man, just to get a guy that he drafted from, that he recruited to college ball, I'm going to be really livid. I'm going to be beyond livid because of the fact is that it's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, they come and go, and I understand that, but it's been seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we need to get rid of Napoleon Dynamite? Yes, we do. I mean, is Mark Sanchez the truth? No, but did he show us a little bit of life? He did. I mean, honestly, we really need to give Mark Sanchez a couch to sit on so he can get his therapy, because I still think he's shell-shocked sometimes from what happened to him in New York.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate the call, man. He called 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yeah, but that's one thing I haven't mentioned today, and you are listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The Philadelphia Eagles have re-signed Mark Sanchez. But once again, it's a situation where there's a question at quarterback. They're looking like they're trying to bring in or move up enough to draft Marcus Mariota. And so it looks like it's not going to be Sanchez's team. This whole Nick Foles situation, we got to see how that's going to play out. Very, very interesting, strange, suspect things going on in Philadelphia. Let me read more of this chat. The number is, you can hit me on the chat on Spreaker.com, and the number to the show is 404-382-0338. KC, Ball Award to fellow FSU alum Edgar Bennett on being promoted to offense coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. That's what's up. I did not know that. That's what's up. Good stuff for Edgar Bennett. Former running back. Scotty, Westbrook is playing with a broken face, and most players get a hangnail and sit out 2 weeks. Much respect to Westbrook. That's even more to it. That's even more of a reason why Russell Westbrook is the MVP. He's a tough son of a bitch, too. The guy had a dent in his face, and that really looked bad. I mean, that looked horrible. That looked absolutely horrible. But the man was playing with a dent in his face and still balling out of control. 5 triple-doubles in 6 games. I've taken my vote away. I've changed my vote. Initially, I was saying a couple of weeks ago that I would give it to James Harden, but I think I would give it to Russell Westbrook right now. Even though they don't have one of the top records in the game, I think he is more important to his team than anybody else. Yeah. Right now, I think Russell Westbrook should be the league MVP. From Jam 2, Chip Kelly, the NFL have figured out the game and planned your game plan. Don't be surprised if Philly doesn't make the cut next season. Ooh. No, they always say that these teams and these defenses adjust to these new wave offenses. And we've kind of seen that to a large degree over the last couple of years with the spread. And they always make that statement when they talk about a guy that comes in baseball and has a big entrance into the game. Baseball people always say, wait till they get a book on them, or wait till they kind of have a chance to review what they do. So, this will be the 3rd year, Chip Kelly. I think it wasn't as dynamic this past year as it was the first year. We'll see what happens the 3rd year. We'll see what happens the 3rd year for the Philadelphia Eagles in this offense, and we'll see what happens. But, yeah, teams right now, defensive coordinators, they get paid a lot of money to figure out a way to stop offenses. As simple as that. And then when you add into the equation that you're taking away your best players, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, LaShawn McCoy, that just doesn't happen. I mean, that just doesn't happen. It's unbelievable. We'll see. Chip Kelly think he's the smartest guy in the room. We'll see. Like my uncle used to say all the time, man. Chip Kelly think he got all the sense. He think he got all the sense. Come on, man. No, man. You don't have all the sense, bruh. And I'm talking to Chip because I know he's listening to the show right now. Chip, you don't got all the sense, bruh. We're going to see. You trading away and letting walk your 4 best players? Nah. Where they do that at? Yeah, unprecedented. Unbelievable. Yeah. All right, we get back from the break. We got to talk about this crazy ninja running around Seattle talking about he a superhero. We got to do that. Oh, yeah, we still got time left. We got a couple more segments in the show. We're going to talk about that crazy dude and more about these sports, your ballers and your busters. This is the Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Man Talk Monday. And we're talking about everything from this past weekend. We need your ballers and your busters. And, all your thoughts about what's happening in the world of sports this weekend. And did you see this story last night on the Puppet Factory? This guy, his name, he's calling himself Phoenix Jones. And I don't know if this is his alias or if that's his nickname back in his hometown or wherever. But this guy, Phoenix Jones, is a brother. And his last name is DeFore, I think. Fred DeFore or whatever it is. And I'll try to verify his actual real name. I'll try to verify that in a second here. But this guy, in effect, is a former, now back again, MMA wrestler with the UFC. And his name is actually Ben Foder, F-O-D-E-R, a.k.a. Phoenix Jones. This guy is a former MMA wrestler now. He's wrestling again, and he's doing very well from what I understand, like 6-0-1, fighting MMA. And this guy, at some point a couple of years ago, he had one of those stories kind of like Batman where his parents were killed, but actually no one was killed with him. Like, the way he told the story in this piece that the Puppet Factory aired last night is that somebody broke into his car, okay? This is much different than Bruce Wayne's story. I mean, Bruce Wayne's parents got killed right in front of him. And this guy, Phoenix Jones, some crooks broke into his car or whatever, and he was taking his son to the car, and somehow his kid cut himself on the broken glass. And from that, this ninja said he was going to be a crime fighter. No, wait, it gets even better. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, you have to differentiate between the two stories. And I'm using Bruce Wayne as an example because I guess it's kind of apropos, but it's really not. I mean, one, your parents got brutally murdered in front of you, and you turn to a life of crime fighting. And Bruce Wayne, you become Batman. And this guy is just a regular dude with a badass box cut. I mean, it's horrible. With some dye in it in Seattle on the Western Seaboard. And you put on, I mean, one of the most, I don't even know what to call this uniform he's got. This costume he's got. You put on one of the, I don't want to call it dumb. Yeah, I'll call it that for lack of a better term. You put on one of the dumbest looking uniforms ever. I mean, it's a bootleg makeshift uniform, and you decide, because your kid cut himself on some glass, to fight crime in the mean streets of Seattle, Washington. You got to see this story. I mean, and I guess ESPN, I guess it kind of ties into sports because the guy's an MMA wrestler, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and they did it real dramatic, like, ESPN. They're one of the best at that. They're the best of dramatizing something, okay? And so they actually follow this guy around, and the guy actually got into a fist fight with a dude on the street, and he gave the guy a couple of leg kicks, and he beat the guy up, and then a couple other people are scoffing at him and mimicking him, and they're criticizing him because, the whole story is kind of crazy. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, where just an average everyday dude just jumps into a costume and starts running around talking about he a crime fighter. He ain't got no gun. He ain't got no superpowers. He don't got no x-ray vision. He really don't have any super strength. I mean, he's kind of tough. He's got a couple of muscles, I guess. He's a fighter. So, the whole thing is just strange. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter last night applauding this guy, and I guess the whole premise of it is kind of cool. Average everyday citizen wants to help his fellow citizens as well. But it's kind of strange as well. Like, makes me think that this guy's got a screw or two or three or four or about 500 screws loose. I mean, that's what it does. That's what it does. So if you haven't seen this thing, I'm sure you can see it on ESPN.com or something like that, man. I'll probably see it any amount of places. But this guy, Phoenix Jones, okay, a.k.a. Ben Folder, is a real-life superhero. What are your thoughts on that? Hit me in the chat room on Spreaker.com. This guy looks insane. I mean, he looks insane. He doesn't even have a cape. He can't fly. I mean, he don't even have the basic superhero skills. Right. Come on. I'm a guy that read a lot of comic books growing up. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I read a ton of comics growing up. Still a fan. Whenever the comic book movies come out now, I'm there. Whenever the Avengers come out, whenever Hulk comes out, Iron Man, Captain America, I am there. Big Avengers fan, okay? X-Men and all of that. I am there, okay? So I respect the comic book genre. I do. But this guy doesn't even have the basic superhero skills. Actually, he's just a dude running around in a stupid-ass costume. I mean, this guy, they interviewed him last night, and they nabbed him because he was doing some type of vigilante stuff, so they had to arrest him. I don't know exactly what the story was. And this guy talked about, unveiling his identity. He had this big thing where he pulled his mask off, and I'm like, man, if you think your cousins or your uncles or anybody in your family or somebody you went to school didn't know it was you under that dumbass mask, you stupid. Okay? It's not like Clark Kent. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's not like Clark Kent where you put a spell on citizens all over the world that they can't understand that even though you just got on some horn-rimmed glasses that you're Clark Kent, but you're also Superman. It's not like that. It's not the comics. This is real life. Everybody knew it was you, Phoenix. We already knew it was you. And if you see the story at this press conference behind this microphone, he like rips this mask off because I guess he had to because he was in legal trouble. So he ripped this mask off and he made this big proclamation. All right, it's me. It's me, Phoenix Jones. Man, we knew it was you, Ninja. We knew it was you. The first time they flashed your face on screen, we looked at your nose and your mouth, the only thing that was out, and we heard your voice, and we knew it was you, Ninja. We knew it was you. So stop it. Stop it. They're going to put you in one of those rubber rooms in a minute, bruh. And once again, kudos. Allegedly, he's helped over 200 people or make 200 arrests in the city of Seattle. But I'm going to tell you, You teetering on the edge of getting thrown in one of them rubber rooms. I mean, with all the good you're doing, with all the good you're doing, this ain't adding up. It's not adding up. And he did this for like 4 or 5 years. Like, how do you support yourself and your kid? We knew it was you. The only person didn't know it was you was maybe Stevie Wonder, but we, and I'm talking about every other citizen in this country, knew it was you, Phoenix. Very distinct voice. We knew it was you, bruh. And I'm looking at my Twitter account. I tweeted something last night. I said, in parentheses, I had in my Richard Pryor voice, this ninja crazy. Yeah, this ninja crazy, man. And that's not breaking news. We knew exactly who it was. It was you. Oh, yeah. We knew it was you, man. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Hey, don't go away. I'm tripping in here, man. Don't go away. We get back from the break, man. We'll wrap up today's show, as well as we'll continue to read some of your chat. We'll have a lot of fun. We're going to extend the last segment a little bit. We're going to break early a little bit right now. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. I'm just tripping over this guy. This your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and a fully encompassed prepaid legal benefit that includes identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. All right, I know the deal. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right, billions with a B. Well, just do it, and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one source, a Facebook shopping application, a mobile-optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on the link on thedugstewartshow.com or the app link for details. The Doug Stewart Show is off and running, but just like every company, we need sponsors. Would yours like to work with one of the livest, most dynamic, and recognized sports talk show personalities in America? By the way, that's me. Getting in on the ground floor? Well, call us at 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com and let's do business. From the smallest company in Atlanta to the biggest brands nationally and worldwide, shawty. People know me and the Stews brand in these streets. Holla at you both. Once again, the number is 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Yes! Phoenix Jones, crazy or a hero? Oh, boy. This guy's killing me. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much, man. Thank y'all so much for listening to the show today, man, and being interactive. I mean, this is the realest, truest sports talk show in America. We talk guy talk, too, mostly. A lot of that stuff. And so if you're just joining me, first of all, if you're just joining me, shame on you. We've been doing the show for an hour and 45 minutes. But if you're just joining me, man, we were talking the last segment about this guy, Phoenix Jones, this bootleg superhero they got out in Seattle. Like Like, I'm not going to get back into it, but I mean, really, dude? Really? And there was a movie that they did like that, and I'm pretty sure that's where he got the idea from. Kick-Ass, that's right, which I'm a fan of that Kick-Ass movie. I thought Kick-Ass was really good, the first one. I stopped watching it halfway through the second one. But, yeah, basically, the movie Kick-Ass, he basically mocked it. He duplicated it. And he's for real, though. This guy's for real. Risking his life, obviously getting into, grown people business and crimes and stuff like that. So I guess that's commendable. But where do you do that at? Where do you get a bootleg costume at and talk about you fighting crime? Like some kind of, once again, a bootleg Batman. That's kind of strange to me. And also we've been talking about all these little stories in the world of sports from this past weekend. NFL free agency, some big news, and Ndamukong Suh going down to Miami. Supposedly Jeremy Maclin going to Kansas City. Frank Gore going to Philadelphia. LaShawn McCoy signs a new deal with the Buffalo Bills. So we'll hear about all of those deals culminating tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the day at 4 p.m. where these free agents can sign their deals. So that's going to be an interesting conversation tomorrow on the Doug Stewart Show. Have y'all seen these pictures of Amber Rose? Somebody just emailed them to me. And I guess maybe it's just one pic. Good Lord. Good goobly goo. Ooh, Lord have mercy. And you saw or remember the little feud that her and Kanye West has got going back and forth. I don't think we talked about that on the show. But Kanye West, in an interview with that dude Sway, said that he had to take 30 showers before he got with Kim, basically alluding to Amber Rose being nasty. And he had to take 30 showers. That was kind of out of the pocket. And then Amber Rose came back on Twitter and was like, oh, you had to take 30 showers after you slept with me. But Kim let Ray J, what's the proper term, scientific term? I don't want to use that. That's street vernacular. Release himself on her. Yeah. So that whole thing's been going back and forth. Battle of the bombshells. Amber Rose versus Kim Kardashian. But this Amber Rose chick, man. Ooh. G-Mun-Nelly. That's something my grandmama used to say. I don't know who G-Man or Nelly was. Maybe they're the same guy. Well, my grandmama used to say G-Man-Nelly. This chick is just, and she just had a kid. She just had a kid, man. That's genetics. That's genetics for you, man. Good Lord. One picture she posted on Twitter. Good Lord. All right, let me read some of this chat here. Enough of that. From Gary Joyner. Doug, are you going to court again? Well, I'm not going to court on Friday. I'm not going to court on Friday. From Jungle Brother, we're doing a best of show on Friday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Not going to court. From Jungle Brother, Minnesota gets a BPA for electing Jesse the Body Ventura as their governor. He got elected the governor again? Or are you talking about the first time? Are you going back? Wow. Okay. Kiss my go to hell. Eugene, the statue has Neek doing that infamous windmill dunk. I thought it was whack at first, too. It's kind of unique. It's kind of different. I'm not going to call it whack. Eugene Jackson, let's be honest. The Neek statue is whack. That pose was weak. No, I'm not going to say that. It's just different. It's just different, you know. I guess they got a lot of gold, traits to it as opposed to just bronze. And the color is just, I don't know. It's just kind of different. That Ninja, Doug, don't go to Detroit solo, please, sir. We need you around, Stu. Wait a minute. Wait, stop. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, for the record, I threw out a disclaimer. No negative, feelings towards Detroit. I love Detroit. Great city. Fun. But as far as choices to live, it won't beat out Miami. That's all I'm saying. If it was my personal choice, nothing negative to the great people and to the great city of Detroit trying to, fight its way out of an economic hole that it's been in for the last couple of years. Controversies, Kwame Kilpatrick team continuing to lose, Barry Sanders retiring early, factories shutting down, burnt up buildings. No, that gives Detroit its charm. Okay, that's what it does. All of that stuff gives Detroit its charm. Okay, I'm not talking negatively about Detroit. I was just talking about it in comparison, from Detroit and Ndamukong Suh leaving Detroit, the city of Detroit, going to Miami. It's a stark difference. It's a big, big noticeable difference. It's a noticeable difference, okay? From Eugene Jackson, let's be honest, Neek statue is whack. I just read that, sorry. From Gary Joyner, that's what Philly gets for throwing bottles of piss at opposing fans. They do that? Yeah, I don't doubt it. It couldn't happen to a better city or to a better organization. I mean, let's be honest. I respect the fans' passion, but those fans are unruly. I mean, they just are, and they're belligerent, and they threw snowballs at Santa Claus, and booed Michael Irvin after he injured his neck, and accosted us two our stews. Yeah, they did. Accosted us. From Stagger Lee, that ain't Chris Brown's fault. Blame the mama. Why is Jersey Vern worried about another man's piece? That's his business. Okay, I guess I'm talking about the whole Chris Brown stuff. He swole up his chick on the side, or his girlfriend or whatever, and she was married. I didn't know that part of the story. Stagger Lee, obviously, very strong in his opinions. From Jersey Vern, Stagger, let me bang your wife. And then, what? Wait a minute. No, don't even make that analogy. Now, we all family in the chat room. Let's get some order back in here. Order, okay? And don't even make that a comparison, Jersey Vern. Stagger Lee, let me bang your wife, and then we'll see who business it is. I mean, that's a good point, but don't let's not have that. Let's be civil. Let's be civil in the chat room. Come on now. We all Stewies. Yeah, we're family. Calm down. That ninja. I blame the woman in the Chris Brown situation. The average ninja is going to smash, but would have to be strapped up. Let me say this. I would say that you blame both. They're both responsible. Yes, Tree.
Thank you.
What? What are you thanking me about?
We're all family. No. You know what? The Philly fans ain't got nothing on the Stew Nation and how they just pulverize women.
Well,
why is it her fault, Ninja?
It's a lot of testosterone in the chat room. It's guys. I mean, this is a guy show, Tree. Sometimes they get out of hand, but we're reeling them back in. Me and you are going to reel them back in. Calm down the chat room. I will agree with you. So what are you in the chat room saying, defending this chick, Tree?
Let me be clear. I have mercy and I have understanding for all parties involved. I'm not defending her. She is wrong. She dishonored her marriage, even if her husband was sorry at keeping her entertained. Listen, I already know how it went down.
How did it go down? Fill me in.
Her husband was ignoring her, to be sure. Now, there are some women out there that are ungrateful and they focus on what the man ain't doing all the time. And I understand that. But be clear, most of the time when women cheat, it is emotional. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make it right. But then for Ninja to just make it all her responsibility because they wanted to ride it out raw? No, and no.
Yeah. Thank you, Tree. Now, you know what? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, I agree. I mean, in this situation, both parties are responsible. I will say that. One person is more responsible than the other. I will say that. But Tree, it's good that we have you on this show. And now we have this capability to talk back and forth between studios. It's good because you give some woman perspective, and I like that. I appreciate that, Tree. I appreciate that. But you got to remember, though, that these are some really hard-headed, knuckle-headed, testosterone-filled dudes that listen to sports talk for a couple hours and listen to your boy talk trash. Now, just factor that in whenever you read this. Don't let this stuff get on your bad side, Tree. That's all I'm
bringing
saying.
Women to the Stew Nation because I feel that there is a lot to be said that we want to know about football and basketball. Like,
right.
I ask you a lot of questions.
Right.
There's a lot that I can learn, but there's a lot that y'all are going to learn today.
You going to learn today? Wow. Kiss my go to hell. Tree, I love how you pulled a Jay-Z and Beyonce and didn't show at the award show that you were nominated for BPAs to small or too small for you. Laugh out loud. That's from Kiss My Go to Hell. Yeah, Tree was off on Friday, this past Friday, and she was nominated for a BP award and didn't win it. She didn't win it, man. That went to Chip Kelly, who continues it this weekend. Like every other day, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, every other day we're hearing about another player, gone from the Philadelphia Eagles or traded or whatever the case may be. And so Chip Kelly got the BP award last Friday. Unbelievable what's going on in the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, as they call it. That's a lie. That's an oxymoron right there. Whatever, the city of brotherly love. I would love it. And you know what? I was I was definitely rooting for Chip Kelly's offense to work in the NFL because I want to see success from things that are non-traditional NFL stuff. I like that because I think that will help out the athletic quarterbacks. I think that'll help out the quarterbacks coming out of college that have more athleticism to the game and play a more wide-open style of football. I like watching. It's more aesthetically pleasing to watch quarterbacks that tuck the ball and go sometimes. It's exciting. It's fun. And you can win with it. Now, there hadn't been a team that has had, I guess, great success. I don't think there's been a quarterback per se. Oh, yeah, you could put Russell Wilson in that category. So it's coming slowly. Okay, it's coming slowly. So I was a guy that was rooting for Chip Kelly to get into the NFL and to see this new wide-open offense where it's kind of like spread and they run all of these plays. And it's a college offense, but it's going to work in the NFL. I was excited to see that and rooting for it to be successful. Now, I think this guy thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Yeah, and that kind of rubs me the wrong way. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they're going to do this year and kind of rooting for them to win, 4 ball games. That's what I'm kind of rooting for. I am. I'm back on the Philly hater bandwagon. Once again, I'm being honest about this, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I was kind of wanting to see it be successful. Not now. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. All of this stuff about, bringing in all these Oregon players, I don't think that's cool, man. And I'm fine with that, and I guess he's doing what he thinks he has to do to win football games. I understand that. And if it comes out that he's right and they win a Super Bowl or go to a couple of Super Bowls and win 1 or 2, he'll have the last laugh. And I'll be the first person to say I was wrong. Chip Kelly was the smartest guy in the room. I'll be the first person. But I don't think so. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that, man. But they're selling everything but the kitchen sink in Philadelphia. Very, very interesting. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and nominate this guy, man. Bootleg superhero in the great Northwest. Phoenix Jones. You're nominated for a BP award, man. You are. Yes, you are. So we got a couple of contenders already. Chip Kelly for the second week. Phoenix Jones now for being a bootleg Batman. So we got a great list starting out already early this week on the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining your boy today. I really appreciate it. Got a question for you. Are you not entertained? Yes, sir. I know you are. We'll do it again tomorrow. Shouts out to you, Tree. Thank you so much. It's going to be all right, Tree. It's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. They're just guys. Adrenaline, testosterone, hormones. all of that crazy stuff. Relax. Thank you, Gerald Oliveri, Dwayne Bassan, Waterhead Walter. Thank y'all so much for all that y'all do. Shouts out to all the dogs and the poodles. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.